Hello everybody, welcome back to Replicant Reactions. Today we're going to be checking out Anteam's Back to Life album EP. I have never done an album listening on the channel, but after yesterday's reaction to the music video, Back to Life, I couldn't stop thinking about it. I watched it a few times, showed it to my friend, listened to it a couple more times, and you guys were really great about showing love and commenting and telling me things to watch and listen to, and that got me really excited too. So I just wanted to dive in. Now I know you guys commented and gave me a lot of stuff to react to next, and I'm going to take those. I think I'm probably going to do the Seasons songs because those were, one, the most commented, and two, the lore idea sounds really cool to me. So I'm going to dig into those. My friend already added the webtoon to her reading list because she's a huge reader, and I've added it to mine too, even though I'm not quite as quick at doing that, so we'll see how far I get. I couldn't really find good lyrics, like lyric videos or anything yet on YouTube, so I'm just going to be listening to the album on YouTube and then use a couple of other sites that I saw that had lyrics with the English lyrics. I know they're not going to be great. It just came out. It hasn't been adjusted yet. I'm aware. So we're going to just watch with the knowledge we're given for now and go from there. Since I already did Back to Life, the music video, we're not going to react to the song on here, but if you go somewhere and click that link, you can go back and watch my music video reaction for Back to Life, which was amazing. And like I said before, one of my, I think, favorite music videos that I've watched on this channel so far. So let's just get into the album. First we have Lunatic. Hard guitars already.
I know they're all gonna call us crazy. We're here trying to do our thing, you know. Come on, come on. They said keep it up to me.
I like already, it started out obviously very differently than the first song we heard. But I like that it started out with those kind of like, I feel like it's more of a 5th gen kind of punk, whiny, punky voices that come in, like the kind of "we're all that" kind of voice, and I like that. Not all the time, but I like when it starts like that with that kind of attitude. And it started with the guitars that were really like going.
I know they're all gonna call us crazy. We're here trying to do our thing, you know. Come on, come on. They said keep it up to me. Leaks in my passage. 한번 두고 보라지. So what? Maybe I'm a lunatic. 내 차린 그냥 접어둬. 가파른 언덕 사이로. Can't stop me. 말보다는 행동으로. 더욱 단단 꼬리를 찌꺼들. I'm craving. I'm 계속해 천천히 타오르게.
Oh, I love that. The babe. It really reminds me of maybe early 2000s, late 2000s, I can't remember which, but there was a lot of that like groovy voices in the background. I like that. I also see very much, you guys said that they were werewolves, and I can see that in the lyrics. And I like that they're using it throughout. I like the breath in the back.
We cry for the moon. So we cry for the moon. We're going crazy. 빛 어라 위기 속에 chance. Big stars but it's still on back.
I like that there's not a lot of bass going on, and it's very up in the high area.
Think about it, what you doing, think about it, what you moving, 어디서나 빛나는 fire, 살로까지 we gon' fly. Hey baby, 꿈틀린 내 본능이 날 숨쉬게 얽매이져 날 정해진 내 운명에 멈출 수 없잖아. I'm going wow, 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 wow. We can go hard like a rock star, cause in front of breath, make it non-stop. We can go hard with the roof back, touching the instant, never gonna stop. We can go hard like a rock star, cause in the footprint, make it non-stop. We can go hard with the roof back, touching the instant, never gonna stop. Cry for the moon, so we cry for the moon. We cry,
Like with the wolf pack, I like
so we cry.
we're kind of, where are we with them? Are they part of their pack? Don't start the next one. Yeah, that was a good first song. Like I said, I like a lot that they are sticking with apparently the wolf thing that they have going on. I am a little embarrassingly a large old Teen Wolf fan. I don't know if you guys ever saw that on MTV. It was silly but amazing, and they had so many different kinds of characters in there. They had Canamas and hellhounds, and oh god, there was so many great monsters in that show. The nine-tailed fox. Oh, there were so many great characters in that show. And so that was the show that really got me into like werewolves, even though, you know, I've been seeing werewolf movies and shows for years and years and years. That one just seemed to really open up the world and give you so many more other things as you were watching, kind of like Buffy did way back in the day. But that's what gets me into the theme of the werewolves. And if they keep going through this and throughout their album, I'd be curious to see if they do it in every song, if they put a little throwback in there for that, or if there are a couple songs that are, you know, just for the masses, you know, B-sides that are just talking about love or just talking about the fans, or if in every single song they kind of give a nod to their idea. And we'll see next with Mismatch, I'm guessing, because that sounds very much like a Hey Girl song. So let's see what we got with Mismatch. Ooh, wow. Talk about 2000s. Like Usher, R&B.
눈빛이는 말투 덜렁대는 걸음 너를 마주친 순간 I knew something right 폰을 열지 못해 좀 이상하지만 내가 다가가면 멀어질까봐 괜히
Those really smooth synths in the back there. It's a beautiful voice.
생각해 너 이럴 때 무심해 doing mismatch 듣고 싶은 건 아니야 Let me know what's on your mind Girl you never taste me good night 그 한마디가
There we go.
필요한 꿈속에서도 너를
I like the little laser sound. Pew pew.
내 둘은 20% 그 영화 나를 떠날 거야
Organ, kind of organ synth.
Love it babe
Very smooth. No sign of the guitars from the earlier song.
Working 내게 지난 건 아니야 내 기분 탓 From the top good 난 과몰입 Jones 내 feeling 너 don't 내게 달라붙 이런 내가 나조차도 어색해 But don't wanna lose
Very smooth.
보고 싶어 Cause I don't wanna lose 괜히 스토리를 클릭해 좋아요 대신에 We're broken melody 이건 disharmony
The vocal vocals in the background, the layering.
싶은 건 하나야 I do it
I'm like,
now Girl you never text me goodnight 그 한마디가 필요해 난 꿈속에서도 너를 또 만날 수 있도록 내 치유를 20% 별 동안 하루 더 할 거야 우리 mismatch but I think I love it babe I go left you go right 어쩜 이렇게도 다를까
always love a little gang vocal.
뭐 어때 우리 맞춰 가볼까 We go step by step Baby tell me what you wanna do Tell me what you wanna do Step by step Baby I wanna get it I want you Do you? 하나부터 열까지 다 곱맞지 않은 퍼즐 같아 매치 우린 20% 불용 하나를 더 할 거야
Even smoother bridge. Outro. That's a loving song, if you get my drift. Cute. Now I must admit, I am old, and it kind of loses me in lyrics a little bit when it's so much about social media and stories and liking and comments and things about social media and music just kind of throw me out of like classic love and put me more in today's, you know, kind of the way that love is shown today through texting, through stories, through liking each other's stuff is to me so not very personal and so disconnected from how people were for thousands of years before. So the lyrics never feel romantic to me when it has those kind of things in it, but I really liked the vibe of the song. I wasn't expecting smooth R&B after hard guitars and gang vocals from Lunatic, but I liked it. It was very vibey, and I like vibey. Next we have Rush, which is either going to be heart rush, ba-bum, ba-bum, or like rushing to something, rushing for winning, rushing to fight. And with werewolves, hopefully it's more of that. Let's go. Rush.
Non-stop we keep speeding 발자국은 blazing 앞서 있지는 눈빛에 벽기도 좀 faded 가빠진 숨 and the break of the moon I'm born to be I'm not switching up don't look
Whoa, Mortal Kombat synth.
있어 이마 위에 땀이 맺혀 오직 난 직진 속도 올려 Boogie never lose that breathing Moving like a hypersonic 거침없이 달려나가 필요 없어 bypass That shit you can never touch that 점점 빨라져 내 삼키던 어두운 내일이
Ooh, I like that voice.
어디 않아 I don't mind 앞이 보이지 않아도 답을 찾아봐라 moon We gon' keep the fire alive Push to the edge beat
Oh, I like that. I want to go back and hear that again. That ending vocal run up sounded really good.
alive Push to the edge beat
Whoa.
Push to the edge beat
Oh, I like that.
Here we talk to the little
That sounds really cool as the person with the low voice, his voice is going down. You have the synths or whatever it is, almost sound like a transformer sound effect going up. Hear that again. vocal stuff in the background. They're using their voices as instruments, which I always love.
Reasons we lose control. 짝절었던 위기도 전부 만들어 기회로 발단 now we get it on 행동으로 spit it out 부딪혀왔던 기나긴 시간들이 날 증명해 더 끝까지 beat up beat in bang 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 keep running 나는 내일이
Beautiful voice.
기다리잖아 She's the light 닿지 못한다 해도 주저앉는 what I do We gon' keep the fight alive Push to the edge beat
I like that part a lot.
Push to the edge beat 순식간에 we crush Totally this one Light up the we rock
Turned into 80s techno. There's that voice.
Push to the edge we
I like how that as they say the push to the edge it's literally like you're being pushed forward, like you're being pushed by a friend to continue on your path, or to like hurry up. It makes you feel like you're moving forward.
Push to the edge we Push to the edge we 순식간에 we Totally that's Like the dark we rush Can't sleep if you can't do 누구도 Cause we got no limit 얘를 홀로 이 나무에 몸이 이끄는 대로 There ain't no reasons we lose control oh, shh.
I do like, once again, they have the werewolf vibe in there. In the moonlight, as my body moves on its own. Like, you can't control your body as you're turning into a werewolf. We lose control. I like that song a lot. That one had a good, like I said, push forward. And it had 2 or 3 sounds that reminded me of different eras, which I like. Heartbreak Time Machine. Uh-oh. Is this going to be a sad one? Maybe a slower vibe? I like the slow guitars. Like a lot of reverb on it.
계절을 따라 눈을 감고
Newbie question, as they're talking about following the seasons, is that part of the recommendations you guys had about the season songs? Are they bringing this song, like, bringing it into it so it's part of the storyline? Be curious to know for lore reasons. Don't give me spoilers about lore, by the way. I'm fine knowing they're werewolves and that's based on a webcomic, but don't spoil it for me. I really like figuring it out, trying to figure it out myself, and then get little hints along the way. And then once I dive far enough deep into it, I'll ask people if I'm completely off or your ideas and stuff like that. But please don't spoil stuff for me.
rewind 아득한 시간 속 우리 overborn 비에 널 마주할 때 어느 여름 날 사이 맺히던 땀방울 하나까지 I wish I had a heartbreak time machine 우리
feels very much like it's carrying on that idea you guys told me about.
세상 가진 포근히 영원토록 겨울날 우리 이야기 I wish I had a heartbreak time machine 우리가 함께 걸어왔던 길 울고 웃던 숱한 궤적들까지 안고 나아갈 테니 Be with me I'll still be one piece 안아줄게 이 모든 걸 전부 아닌 기억 산적하지 모두
I will admit the sound of the song is a little generic, but I like this song because it gives you idea on who all of their voices are. You get to hear a little bit more of them individually. Not that I know which one's which, since this lyric page doesn't give me who's singing at what time. I'll have to go back and look at that later and see how it'll help me. But I do enjoy that you get to pick out more voices and see where their range is and what it sounds like.
I can never let it go I just wanna let you know 우린 함께일 거야 I wish I had a heartbreak time machine 널 만난 후로 난 달라졌지 들리지 않던 공기도 원의 길 Just stay here and be with me Believe me I'll still be one piece I still have dreaming
The build up, that was nice.
Still have fire inside my eyes I still be pretty happy I still be one piece I still have dreaming this heart of mine I still have fire inside my eyes I still be pretty happy I still be one
Peace. Pretty. I liked that one. I said a little generic as far as instruments and how it's set up goes, but I like being able to hear the voices a little bit better. Now we're already on the last song. Gosh darn it. Sometimes you just hate when they're EPs. Luckily they come out with them every 5 minutes, so you always have new music. So we have our last song, which is it the shortest song too? Are they gonna go out with a bang? Let's see how they're gonna go out. Who am I? A werewolf. You're a werewolf.
내 눈에 비친 네가 낯설게 느껴질 때 Am I 답이 없는 막연한 질문을 반복해 너 Lost in me I get lost in the moment
Pretty.
너에게 난 어떤 의미 어떤 이름으로 존재할까 궁금해 Yeah. Are we not 내가 원하던 답이 아니어도
Like the harmony.
Baby tell me
This one's really pretty.
Who am I to you? Baby tell me
Harmony in here.
Am I 몇 번이고 살아있는 질문 Who am I to you? 누군가에게 특별하고 싶었던 매일 그러면서도 날 이렇게 더럽던 내일 Yeah, 두 개의 마음 New Year's, new month, new days Spend time with your love 사랑을 받는 것이 한편으론 겁이 났던 나야 너널까 어쩌면 말야 내가 원한 건 Moments just like now So baby tell me Who am I to
I like what you call
am I to you?
I like what I call cloud synths, where it's just these kind of high, wispy synths at the very top that just kind of sound like you're floating through clouds. Those are throughout the whole song, and I like those. They always make something like this feel like a much more sentimental, and kind of gives you that feeling of being like, kind of gives you a head high. Cheap Rush. Beautiful harmonies in this one. Oh, that's right, it was short. That one was beautiful. I really like that song. If I was to, oh my gosh, I've never done like a ranking on my site. Mostly because I'm scared of hate, but I'm going to do it anyway. I would say, obviously, my favorite was Back to Life, because that's my vibe. That was such a great song, great video, great look, great everything. As far as the B-sides go, I think I would go with Lunatic, Who Am I, Rush, Heartbreak Time Machine, and then Mismatch. Even though I like the sound of it, like I said, the lyrics aren't something I would put on my playlist, but it was a good song. So that was my very first album reaction. Hope you guys like it. I would like to do more of these, and of course, I will be coming back and doing more of the music videos that everybody told me to watch for lore, cinematic value, song, and who knows, maybe eventually I will have to react to their competition shows. Because I do love competition shows, even though I've only watched a few of them, and I haven't done a whole lot. I know I would have to do that on Patreon or something, which I, of course, haven't set up or even thought about yet. But who knows what the future holds. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you liked this, and go check out my other Back to Life music video reaction and some of my other stuff. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.